Cool. Hanging here with Kerry McKay,
Yep.
sales manager here at Sweetwater. And a couple months ago, we had the pleasure of going out to Bend, Oregon, which is where Breedlove is. And we got to design some guitars. Let's talk a little bit about these guitars that we had made, specifically the one in your hand, you spec'd out. So yeah, kind of tell us what your thoughts were.
Absolutely. First of all, I'm a big fan of just sitting down and playing rather than standing up and performing and everything. If I'm gonna perform live, it's usually a dreadnought or something like that with a lot of volume. But for inspiration, for wanting to play and come up with new things, I always like sitting down, having a guitar that's comfortable for that. And their Concertina shape is a really comfortable one for me. So I knew going into it I wanted to do that. And then also, I'm just a big fan of 12 fret slotted headstock guitars. I like the way that the string tension feels. It's a little looser with a shorter scale. And the break over the nut, it just feels like it's got the right tension and very articulate when you're playing. But again, it's just a comfort and accessibility thing coming from playing a lot of electric. Also, because I don't do a lot of lead work, I'm more of a writer, singer-songwriter type. The cutaway wasn't as important to me.
Yeah.
And it can totally just be something that was in my head, but it was my belief that a lot of their body designs, the cutaways are so popular, I don't think that people realize what you get tonally by skipping the cutaway on it. And I think it looks nice too, aesthetically. But so for this guitar, I knew that I wanted to do a mahogany spruce top concertina, just because of those wood combos and the type of guitar that it is. There's a lot of traditional models that had that in there that are out there, and I knew Breedlove's take on it would be really cool. So if you're going to do something like that, why wouldn't you do it with some killer figure in it when you're going full custom shop? And the bear claw in this one, and even the figure on the back, was just I freaked out when I saw it. Working with Angela and with Tom Bedell there to go through a lot of the wood sets was just a really fun process. For the binding on the guitar, I knew I wanted to do bloodwood. It's something that I started seeing in acoustic guitars just a few years ago. From just a cosmetic aspect, it really goes well with the mahogany and spruce as far as the look to it. And the biggest thing with this guitar was doing the neck inlay. When we went through the factory there, we saw how intricate some of the inlay work can be. And so, just asking questions about that, we found out quickly that, pretty much the sky's the limit. And while we were there, we got to go around town, drive up into the mountains, and, see some of the landscape that's out there. And seeing those mountains out there, and just even waking up in the morning and looking outside, you can see, the horizon just has this awesome mountainscape. And so Angela and I sat down and talked, and I said, can we make, a ode to Bend, Oregon, and make a mountain guitar? So the inlay on it is that horizon.
So that's the Three Sisters horizon?
I believe so, yeah. And really, I just told Angela, I was like, I want anybody that picks this guitar up, knowing that this was made in Bend, Oregon, to see that this is Bend, Oregon. The materials that we chose for the inlays on it, there's no green in there. So that was something on purpose, part to match the guitar, but also Bend is high desert. So yeah, that was it. The whole thing with the guitar was I knew what I wanted from an actual guitar, tonally and that kind of a thing. But as far as taking advantage of all of the exotic woods that Breedlove has up there, and all the choices they have for all the appointments around it and the details, and then of course the inlay work. It was pretty clear, that this had to be Bend, Oregon tribute guitar.
Totally. You haven't worked with bloodwood before. It's an extremely hard wood to work with. I wouldn't want to try to bend, bloodwood on there. And then what did you do for around the sound hole? Is that color?
For around the sound hole, we just used a spalted maple in the middle there, just to kind of break up the woods and have something for a little bit of contrast in there.
And then you have the black and white purfling, it looks like, on the top and back. And is that binded then? The neck is binded?
The neck is bound with bloodwood as well.
Wow.
And it's satin finish as opposed to the high gloss on the body. So
cool.
A little bit of a different look, but very comfortable neck.
Mahogany neck, ebony overlay on the headstock?
Ebony overlay on the headstock just to kind of match going all the way up with the ebony fretboard. And then there were several different woods used on the inlay in here just to give some of the contrasted color to it. Koa is in there as well.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of different stuff. But for me, I think with Breedlove, going there and seeing the actual tone optimization process was what sold me on feeling confident that no matter what woods we chose and how we did this, that a great sounding guitar was going to be built.
You'll get the most out of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The thing with Breedlove guitars is all the USA stuff, it's all custom shop. All of it's custom shop, all of it's made by hand. And it gets to the point with some of these guitars that they're so sensitive because of that optimization process, you can kind of just brush your hand over the top and it amplifies it. But regardless, you know, these are custom shop instruments, you know, that were delivered within 4 months to our specs.
All the turnaround time on them was super quick.
Yeah.
Especially for what else is available out there. To do a full custom guitar, you know, I mean, the only thing that's going to take time is, you know, if you're a client for a guitar like this, would be settling in on what design you want. But once that's ironed out and decided on, the turnaround time for the build was remarkably fast.